Hello there, guys. Aaron Chalner here for Forever Football DRFC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. It's preview day for the match against Wigan Atheltic at the Kickoff Stadium. Again, still no green screen, well, office, I guess. I know they said it then. Still no office today. Still under construction. Hopefully back for the next game. Fingers crossed. But if not, it will be the game after that. I'm sure of it. But today we're previewing Wigan Athletic. Now, they're in a very bad run of form, like we are. But the word from the dressing room is that Andy Butler has come out and said the penny, we spoke about it in the Daily Reports yesterday, the penny has dropped. The players now realise that, this is a make or break situation for the club now. They realise what's at stake. They're going to fight for it. They're going to fight with every single thing they've got. And they're going to not stop and just try and give the best they can. Coppinger summed it up in the interview after the previous match. He said the performance wasn't good enough. And I know deep down that it will be a wonderful performance anyway. So I do think that this could be a wonderful showing. I do think that overall we're going to put in a good performance. I think we've got hope that we're going to put in a good performance. And, I think we're really excited to see what the performance can offer us. So let's go through my lineup, my predicted lineup. I've gone with the 4-2-2-2. So I've gone with Lewis Jones in goal, Reece James at left back, Brad Halliday returning at right back, Anderson and Wright in the centre of defence. Halliday's back, Wright is back. Sims returns to the starting lineup. We've got Smith and Bostock in the midfield, Sims and Coppinger as the winger attacking midfielders, and either wing, like the winging attacking wingers, and a front two of Okunabiri and Bogle. And, I think for the last few games especially, it's been crying out for a striker partnership. We've been screaming for a striker partnership in this game. I think that overall, we need that forward two. We need Bogle and Okunabiri together. I think that overall, Josh Sims returning is a great attacking threat, brings a lot more width to the team. Anderson partnered with Wright again. Wright returning to the team. Halliday returning to the team. Yes, Horton didn't have a bad game at right back. He can play either fullback position, left or right. But, Brad Halliday's an out-and-out right back, so it's great to have that option sort of in there in terms of the options in that particular position. So I'd rather go with that, to be honest. I think the 4-2-2 is a great formation as well. I think people will sort of 4-4-2. But I like the 4-2-2-2 because it sort of gives the midfield, then the width in the attacking midfield / winger positions, and then you get the frontward partnership. So you get the link-ups as well. And that's why I sort of prefer the 4-2-2-2 formation. In terms of the bench, I expect Cameron John to be on there. I expect probably Horton to be on the bench. I expect Greaves to be on there instead of Gomez. Balcom will be on the bench, even though he put in a great performance in goal against Bristol Rovers in the defeat. He didn't do too much wrong with the goals, like Jones didn't do too wrong with the goals that he conceded that wasn't his fault when he was in the net. So I think that Jones deserved another chance. Robertson I expect to be on the bench. Richards I probably expect to be on the bench. Like I said, Greaves instead of Gomez, that would be my preference because I still don't think Gomez is 100% yet. And I feel sorry for Patrick Gomez because he's definitely been through the ringer. He started off really well, went through an inconsistent spell, then went through the injury, came back. And in my opinion, I think he came back a little too soon. I think that, he wasn't 100%. You could see that he wasn't 100%. So I would have liked to have seen Patrick Gomez maybe brought back a little later just to get that form back up and running again. But even in the 3-0 defeat against Oxford, when he came off the bench for a short spell, he looked energetic. And if you play him in the cam position, you see a different side of him. So if we do play a 4-2-2-2, and then maybe when we're winning, switch to a 4-2-3-1 and play with the solo striker again, then you'd see Okunabiri moved to the wings, Coppinger on cam, Sims on the wings, and you'd see that Okunabiri or Bogle coming off, Okunabiri up front if Bogle's coming off, or Bogle stays up front. And I'd see Magic Gomez come on and have Sims and Coppinger as the wingers with Gomez at cam. I don't want to see Gomez on the wing if he's on the bench or starting. I don't want to see him in the holding midfield. I want to see Gomez at the cam position. And I think that he's an extra player that we can use. He can bring something to this team, and I know he can. He just hit a very bad spell this season, and it's not stopped. So, I do feel sorry for him. Should I give him an extra season? I probably would. I'd give him an extra season. I don't know what you guys think, but in my opinion, Gomez deserves an extra season. But I do see Greaves on the bench instead. So that's sort of where I would line up in terms of the team. So what about the predicted scoreline then to end the video? It's a hard one, to be perfectly honest, because I think the scoreline could go either way, and I'm not being, over dramatic with that. I think the scoreline could go either way. I think that overall, Wigan do have some good players on their day. They have beaten some good sides this season, despite being in this bottom four sort of relegation battle. We're 5 points off the playoffs, still got a couple of games in hand and a couple of teams, but I think if the fight back starts now, hopefully it's not too little too late and the penny has dropped. And, we've seen today that Butler has said that there's a new fresh positivity amongst the squad. So hopefully that can be delivered on the pitch as well. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. In fact, no. Screw that. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. I've got complete confidence in this side that we can snatch a clean sheet as well. In terms of goal scorers, if I can list 5 players that I think could be on the score sheet in this game tomorrow, Bostock could be in there. Bogle could definitely be in there. Okunabiri could be in there. Sims could be on the score sheet maybe. And then for an unexpected goal scorer, I think either Gomez if he comes on the pitch or Greaves if he's starting. Or on the bench, sorry. So I think Gomez or Greaves could be an unexpected goal scorer. But you never know who's going to score, do you? Okunabiri needs to get back on form. Bogle needs to get a goal or two just to get his confidence back up and running again. Bostock needs a goal, in my opinion. I think he's one of the senior players, one of the experienced players, and one of the brightest sort of prospects in our squad. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But, I personally have complete, confidence that, obviously with we've got nine games to go. So, it's going to be an exciting end to the season. I think that with the news that there's a new fresh batch of positivity, I think that's good signs from a Doncaster Rovers point of view. It could mean we put some sides to the sword. Because if you look at the games we've got coming up, the sort of last 9 games, you've got Wigan, you've got Burton, you've got Shrewsbury, you've got Accrington, you've got Fleetwood, you've got Peterborough twice, Rochdale and Blackpool. So those 9 games, obviously any one of them could be winnable games. Look at Peterborough. Their goalkeeper's out for the rest of this season. They've had to sign Joe Bursick. We know about Joe Bursick. We know what he can do, and we know what mistakes he could potentially make. So we know the goalkeeper at Peterborough. We could get the double over Peterborough because we know one of their players and we know where to hit them at the weak points. So, we're going to be friendly off the pitch, but on the pitch, we're going to be ruthless. We're going to be, tyrannical dictators, and we're going to absolutely annihilate the opposition. I think Blackpool will be a hard game. I think Rochdale could be a struggle, especially if Rochdale are still not mathematically relegated. Same with Wigan. Obviously, Burton's a completely different side to when we first played them. Jimmy Ford Hasselbank's gone in and completely transformed that team. And I think that, you're looking at the other games. Obviously, Accrington, Shrewsbury and Fleetwood are 3 teams that we lost against in that run of 5 without a win that sort of ended up being the end of Darren Moore's reign at the club. So we're going to have to try and get revenge on all of those sides. Shrewsbury are not in a great run of form at times this season. Fleetwood, same position. Accrington went on a downward spiral. They're not really in a playoff hunt anymore. They're just going to aim for a high mid-table finish at this rate, even though they could still mathematically be in a playoff race. So, 3 sides that are not doing too great, we can take advantage of and try and get points on the board, especially with Lincoln dropping points. Peterborough could keep dropping points. Sunderland and Hull, in my opinion, are the top 2. My opinion is Sunderland and Hull are the top 2. Peterborough will still be in the playoffs, but I think they're dropping points at times, especially with the draw against Sunderland. They lost against teams like Burton. They drew with Oxford in the past few weeks. So, they're on a bad run of form, and I think that we can thrive on that. I think the hardest game out of the lot will probably be the likes of Blackpool. I think Blackpool and Burton are sort of the hardest 2 games I would pick out of that lineup. Rest of them, in my opinion, if we get the form back up and running, we get the wins up and running, they're winnable games. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching this match preview. Stay tuned for what could be the last review on the phone video camera, because we'll be back in the office, hopefully for the next game. So stay tuned for the review tomorrow, guys. Kickoff's at 3 o'clock. Hopefully the review will come out around 6 o'clock. And for now, guys, I'm Aaron Chandler from Forever Football, DRSC. Keep living the Rovers life. And that, my friends, is full time. Rovers till I die. Come on. Well done to Wigan for your takeover, but let's get the 3 points over the Latics army. Come on.